Picture this. It's dawn at a place called Luz. Jacob, he's waking up from this incredible dream about a ladder to the heavens. But the world he's opening his eyes to, it's not the same. It's transformed. The very ground he was sleeping on is practically humming with energy, and it's coalescing, forming a structure of living stone. So solid, so foundational, like an anchor for reality itself. A house. But then, as he looks up, the sky, it isn't just sky anymore. Right above him, it's this shimmering gate of pure light, a portal that's literally pulling heaven down to earth. He's standing right there at a nexus point, watching this flow of energy, this radiant current moving up and down between this grounded stone house and this brilliant celestial gate. One single location, but it's operating as two profound realities, all at the same time. And in that moment of just total awe, Jacob says the words that kick off the Zohar's entire teaching on this portion, Vayetze. Ein ze ki em beit Elohim, v'zeh shar hashamayim. Now listen closely to what he's saying. He doesn't say, hey, over there is a house and way up there is a gate. He says, this is the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. He's identifying a single sacred point in space and time as both things at once. And that's not just a nice metaphor. For Jacob and for all the mystics who came after, it's a statement about cosmic architecture. It's this profound paradox that actually forms the blueprint for our entire existence. Okay, so let's really dive into this, because that right there is the central question for our whole explainer today. How can one place, one reality, be both things? How can it be a stable, fixed foundation, a bait, a house, and at the very same time be a dynamic, open portal for going up and coming down, a shar, a gate? You see, this isn't just about an old story. It's a map. And today we're going to unfold that map and try to understand the operating system of reality itself. So get ready to explore with us, because here's the incredible journey we are about to go on. We're going to start by unpacking this fundamental idea of the house and the gate. Then we'll do a deep dive into each one separately. The house as this divine foundation that receives, and the gate as the ladder our souls are actually meant to climb. After that, we'll bring it all together with some really powerful analogies so we can see it as a single cosmic operating system. And then finally, we'll bring it all home to understand our personal role in this amazing divine architecture. All right, let's start with that core vision. Two worlds, or maybe it's better to say two functions, coexisting in a single point. This isn't about two different places on a map. It's about two different modes of being, two directions of energy flow that honestly define everything. So as you can see, the bait and the shar represent two very different, you could almost say opposing functions. On one hand, you have the bait, the house. It's the container, the foundation, our physical body. In Kabbalah, we call this the Sifirah of Malchut, the kingdom. It's the final vessel that receives all the divine energy. But that same point, that same reality of Malchut, also has a totally different job. It's also the shar, the gate. It's the portal, the passage for going up. It's where our consciousness, our intention, begins its journey upward. So one is all about stability and reception, the other is all about transmission and action. Okay, so let's spend a little more time on this first function, the house. To really get a handle on reality, we first have to understand the architecture of the vessel that was designed to hold it all. I mean, what does it really mean for our world to be a divine foundation, a kind of cosmic container? Well, the absolute key to understanding the house is this concept of Malchut. It's the 10th and final sephirah in the Tree of Life. You can think of it as the ultimate destination point. All of the divine energy, all the consciousness and intention flowing from these higher, more abstract realms, it all finds its final expression right here, in Malchut, in our physical world, in our very bodies. It is the house for the simple reason that its main function is to be the ultimate receptacle for all that divine influx, what we call shefa. And this just lays out the process so brilliantly. It's like a cascade. It all starts at the very top with Keter, which is the pure, raw will to create. That will then flows into the intellect, Chokmah and Bina, where the idea gets conceived. From there, it descends into the world of emotion, love, discipline, harmony, the whole shebang. Then it moves into these preparatory stages of expression, and finally, boom, it all culminates in Malchut, the house, where all that divine energy fully manifests and gets contained in physical reality. This entire structure is built just to deliver that energy to its final home. So to put this into terms we might use today, you can think of it as this incredible feat of cosmic engineering. The house, Malchut, it's not just some passive box sitting at the bottom of everything. No way. It's an active divine data center. Its whole purpose is to receive, to store, and to process all the light and energy streaming down from those higher realms. It's the foundational server that runs the entire operating system of creation, making sure everything is stable and has integrity. Without the house, all that energy would have nowhere to land, nowhere to be grounded. And get this, it's not just one house. As the great Kabbalist, the Ari, explains in his work, Etz Chaim, reality is actually a nested series of houses, one stacked right on top of the other. The floor of the highest world, Atzilut, is literally the ceiling for the world just below it, Bria. Each world acts as a house that contains and gives structure to the one above it. This layered reality is what ensures that the intense, infinite light from above can be stepped down, processed, and made manifest in a stable way, level by level, all the way down to our physical existence right here. But look, that foundation, that divine data center, that's only half the story. To really get the full blueprint, we have to pivot and start looking up. So let's shift gears and see how this same point of reality, Malchut, is also the shar, the gate. It's the launch pad for the soul's journey back up that ladder. So now we're going to explore the mechanics of that ascent. The ladder that Jacob saw in his dream. In Kabbalah, we know it as the four worlds, or ABYA. Let's take a second here. At the very bottom, you have Asya, the world of action. This is our physical reality, the world we can touch and see and experience with our five senses. Now, just above that is Yetzirah, the world of formation. This is the realm of emotion, the source of our feelings like love, awe, joy. Higher still, we have Bria, the world of creation. This is the realm of pure intellect, where our thoughts and concepts are born. And at the very top, there's Atzilut, the world of emanation, the realm of pure divinity, as close as you can get to the infinite. Our whole spiritual job is to climb this ladder, to elevate our consciousness from one level to the next. So the big question is, how do we climb it? Well, according to Rabbi Chaim Vital, in the Shar HaKavanat, which means the gate of intentions, the traditional morning prayer is literally the mechanism. It's a spiritual launch sequence. We start with physical actions, mitzvot, like putting on tefillin and tzitzit, which get the vessels ready in all the worlds. Then the actual liturgy begins the climb. The section on the korbanot, the offerings, elevates the physical world of Asiyah. The Pisakei de Zimra, these verses of praise, lift us through the emotional world of Yetzirah. The Shema and its blessings take us into the intellectual world of Bria. And finally, the Amidah, that silent, standing prayer, is where we can actually achieve unification in the divine world of Atzilut. And this just shows you the precision of the spiritual technology. Each stage of prayer isn't just about saying some words. It's about actively engaging with and elevating a specific dimension of reality. Through the offerings, we're rectifying our connection to the physical. Through praise, we're refining our emotional world. By declaring God's unity in the Shema, we align our intellect with divine consciousness. And then, in the Amidah, we stand in this silent communion, hopefully achieving a state of unification. It is a precise, methodical journey up and through the gate. You know, there's this beautiful metaphor for this whole duality from the 16th century Kabbalist Moshe Cordovero. He explains the difference between when Moses was told to strike the rock, the Zoar, and then later on to speak to the cliff, the Selah. The Zoar, the rock, that represents the lower world of Asya, the grounded physical foundation. This realm, it requires striking. It needs physical action, mitzvot, to bring out its divine flow. But the Selah, the cliff, that represents the higher world of Atzilut. And this realm, it doesn't respond to force. It requires speaking, prayer, intention, consciousness. And here's the crucial point. We need both. We have to strike the house with our actions to activate it, and we have to speak to the gate with our intention to open it. Okay, wow. We've gone really deep into the mechanics of the house as a foundation and the gate as a portal for ascent. So now let's zoom out and translate this super intricate blueprint into one unified concept, what we can think of as the cosmic operating system. And this right here, this is the key to solving the entire paradox. It was never about two separate places. It's about the dual functionality of our existence. Reality is designed from the ground up to be both a stable container and a dynamic transmitter. It's not an either-or situation. It's a both and. Let's make this super simple with a video game analogy. Just imagine your life, your physical existence, is your home base in a game. On the one hand, it's the place you always come back to. It's where you get all your resources, your health, your blessings, your power-ups. That's the house function. It's your stable foundation. Exactly. But that same home base is also your mission control. It's the very portal you use to launch new quests, to go out into the world, and to ascend to the higher levels of the game. That's the gate function. You can't separate them. Your ability to get resources is totally tied to your ability to go out on missions. And it works the other way around, too. All right, now for our cosmic engineering model. The house is like the data center. It's the local server farm that receives all that divine influx, the Shefa, stores it, processes it, and manages the infrastructure of physical reality, just to keep everything stable and running smoothly. But the gate? Well, that's the network gateway. It's the router, the firewall. Its job is to manage all the traffic between this local network of ours and the wider cosmic internet. It handles the uploads, our prayers, our actions, our intentions going up, and it handles the downloads, divine consciousness and new blessings coming down. It's one system with two absolutely critical functions. So what you're seeing is that this entire cosmic discussion of Sephiroth, four worlds, prayer mechanics, it all ultimately boils down to a very, very personal and practical reality. This isn't just a blueprint for the cosmos. It's a blueprint for you. Which really brings us to the most important question of all. If this architecture is universal, then it has to exist inside of you, right? So what is your personal house, and what is your personal gate? The answer is that you, yourself, are the meeting point of heaven and earth. Jacob's vision is literally a map of the human condition. Your body, that's the bait, the house. It's the physical vessel that receives and contains the divine life force that keeps you alive every second. But your consciousness, your mind, your soul, that's the shar, the gate. That is the portal through which your intention, your focus can achieve spiritual ascent. Your righteous actions, the mitzvot, those are like the technical protocols that configure the whole system, that strike the rock and get it ready for transmission. And your focused prayer, your kavanah, well, that's the upload itself. It's the data stream of your soul ascending through the gate to the heavens. So, we've journeyed from a vision at dawn all the way to the core of cosmic architecture and right into the very nature of our own being. Jacob's realization that a single point can be the most grounded place on earth and a direct portal to heaven, that is the fundamental secret of a spiritual life. So we're going to leave you with this thought. If your body is the house perfectly designed to receive divine flow, and your consciousness is the gate perfectly designed to ascend to the heavens, then the real question isn't where these things are, but what reality are you building with them today? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardesh. We really hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.